Travel overall has changed. Most people, when you go to make an individual airline ticket or make a room reservation, you're going online. What I do know is that this business, the group travel business, is very dependent on those personal relationships. It's also changing in terms of who's booking trips and how that travel is being booked. Motor coach travel is still very, very strong, almost 600 million passenger trips a year. But how those people are getting on the bus may be a little different than they did yesterday or the year before. Millennials in particular have embraced motor coach travel like no other generation. And I'll give you an example. When I came to the organization almost 20 years ago, our demographic was people that rode the bus were under 25 or they were over 55. That covered 80% of the market. And so those 30 years in between, it's almost two generations of people did not ride the bus. That was only about 20% of the ridership. Now it's completely different. Our demographic is most passengers are certainly under 30. When I ride the bus from Washington, D.C., for example, to New York, it's almost all millennials. The challenge is now how do you transfer that over to the charter and the tour market? And that challenge, I think, is for operators to create product that millennials or any other group for that matter, but in particular millennials want. So we've already made them bus customers. They're willing to take the bus. They're on the bus with me to New York. How do I get them to go to the winery on the weekend? How do I get them to take a tour to a destination? How do we get them to Louisville? It's having the right tour product and probably not calling it a tour and creating a different environment for their travel experience. It makes it easier, obviously, to find the product, to research the product, to know what you're going to see and what you're going to do. It also makes it easy to put together your own group, if you will, and that's kind of the change of how we see travel being booked.